And I'm just surprised. Nothing is hurting me today. Nothing. Not my neck, not my shoulders, not my back. I feel good. We weren't going fast, but the guy hit me from the rear, pushed me into another guy, and I had symptoms almost immediately. Headache started. Within a couple of hours later came the pain down the neck, and then I had pain, like I said, in both shoulders and in my upper back. The things that really bothered me, having had a career in healthcare for over 30 years, I hate to say it, but I will admit it, I'm a control freak. And I like to have my environment a certain way. And my activities of daily living, such as cleaning, etc. I was used to doing all that stuff, like get up on a Saturday morning and by 4 or 5 o'clock everything is done. The laundry is done, the vacuuming is done, you've mopped the floors, changed the linen, all of that stuff. I couldn't do that. I had to break it up. What I used to do in one day in terms of housework, because I'm a single, divorced man, now took me about 5 days because I couldn't do it all at one time. And because of my little obsession with getting things like that done, I've tried a couple times, and what happened, I usually would end up in bed for about a day and a half trying to recuperate. Prior to the surgery, if I drove anywhere for that was longer than, say, a half an hour, I'd have problems with my lower back and my hips. And that would usually last for about 10 or 15 minutes till I got my legs kind of stretched out. I didn't have that today. I got out the car and I was expecting it, but I was really surprised that I didn't have it. Pleasantly surprised. Dr. Deuk has a very gentle, good bedside manner. You don't feel that, because many doctors, and believe me, over 30 years I've worked with a lot of them, some of them have this I am God type of thing. You don't get that from him. You get that he's just an ordinary man who happens to be very talented at what he does. But he has a very gentle bedside manner. He has a great way of talking to you. He doesn't talk down to you. You know, yesterday morning when I walked in there at 9 o'clock in the morning, I was still in pain. I was frightened. I was excited, but I was also frightened. And somewhere around, I don't know exactly when I woke up from it all, it was over. But I know we got back to my mother's house around 1 o'clock, so we're talking, what, 10, 11, 12, 4 hours later, I was fine. And the numbness and tingling on my arm, in my hand here, was gone. Now that's completely gone. I think I kind of knew then. Because that had been present always. I mean, you know, the pain level would, you know, ebb and, you know, would come and go. But that was constantly there. And it's gone. For me, it was a good experience. And I know that my mother, who is a retired respiratory therapist, and my sister, who is a retired nurse, I had the two of them go with me. They're both still amazed that this surgery could have happened yesterday and that I'm walking around the way I am today. And with this tiny, tiny scar. I've seen other surgical scars from these type of operations, and typically they're about 4 inches long. And mine, as you can clearly see, is not. Right there. It's so tiny you can barely see it. It looks like I might have nicked my shelf-saving. Now it's almost 6 weeks later after the operation, and I'm still feeling great. The pain in my neck is gone. The pain in my shoulders and that radiated out to my shoulders, that's gone. The numbness, immediately I've noticed that was gone right after surgery, and it has not returned. I'm doing great. I have gone back to work. It did not interfere with work at all. But I would recommend anybody who has, you know, a spinal condition that Dr. Deuk can fix, to try him instead of the old-fashioned surgery. You know, you can't beat it in terms of recovery time. The scar is so minimal, no one would even know. And most people, when you tell them you've had cervical surgery on your neck, they're looking for a huge scar. So I'm very pleased with my results.